Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. Today, what can you do to keep your Filipina from changing? This is usually something that is on the mind of men who bring their Filipina from the Philippines to the West. We live here in America, and my wife has been here since January 2016. So please subscribe here. I make videos about foreign and Filipina relationships. Have lots of playlists for you to help sort through to find something you might be interested in. And I've got several hundred topics that I know of yet to work on. Now, when you marry a woman, Filipina or otherwise, you probably don't want her to change. You like certain things about her. That's why you married her. However, there's this fear, even dread, that if she comes to America or wherever you live, if it's not the Philippines, that she will be giving in to the influence of others and change, or she'll just kind of pick up on it without even thinking about it, and she'll lose some of what she, brought to your country. So here's what I do to try to prevent that from happening. It's not something I've ever been afraid of doing, but there are some things you can do to reinforce good behavior. And by the way, I think it's important to expose her to opportunities to learn and grow. Could be driving, so she has some independence. Certainly show her how to manage money. If you're doing it, show her everything you do and why. If it's online or writing checks or whatever, the statements come in the mail, meet with a financial advisor, just let her know everything that's going on, because you could pass away and she's going to have to know how to do that. And it's not good for her to not know exactly what she has to do. And, give her an idea of what it costs in your country and so on. And working, like I said, going to school, different opportunities to learn different things is good for her. That kind of change is good, but it's not what I'm talking about. So, for example, what I try to do with my wife, if there's any good behavior in her, I try to reinforce it by telling her that I appreciate it. For example, she's generous. Well, I want her to be generous. I don't want her to stop being generous. And I tell her that God will reward her in some way, someday, for her generosity, and He'll give her more than she gave. And in 8 years and about 6 months of marriage, that has certainly been true. I want her to be generous with family, with people she knows back in the Philippines. Now, she uses discretion. She doesn't just, throw out all her money everywhere. She doesn't want to enable anybody. And sometimes it's her coworkers. She's a supervisor. She cares about her people, and she's bought pizza and other things for them and taken them out to eat, giving them rides home. And this is just a wonderful, beautiful thing that she does. And I tell her, be safe, but I enjoy that part of her, and I don't want to see that type of behavior stop. Keep being generous, keep being caring, keep trying to invest her life in somebody else. Perhaps she has an opportunity to mentor someone, then I want her to mentor someone. As she gets older, she should feel like she has things and lessons to pass on to younger women. That's only natural, but it's not always natural that you would want to share those. You do gain experience and knowledge, and I want her to share that. For example, another thing, her clothes. She's always been modest in her clothes that she buys, and I tell her that her clothes look nice. They're not revealing, and I tell her, hon, I like this. I appreciate this. You look great. Keep doing it. A lot of clothes that she buys, she still to this day, even though she doesn't need to, she looks to the thrift stores first, because she knows she can get sometimes something that hasn't been worn at all maybe once. It doesn't look like it's been worn, and she can get it for dirt cheap, and it looks good. As a supervisor, she needs to up her wardrobe, I think. I always want her to dress a level above where she is at work. I think that's good advice. And she does. She's got lots of clothes, more clothes than she could probably ever imagine she'd ever have as long as she lives. And it's good. It doesn't cost us a lot of money. Actually, she buys all her clothes. And she's very careful with it. I want her to have good, clean friends. I don't want her hanging out with people that could be leading her down the wrong path. So if she has good friends, I tell her, you got good friends. I thank you for looking for people like that, for using common sense. Anything, basically, before I run out of time, that she does well, that I like, that I don't want to change, I tell her, this is great. I appreciate it. Keep doing it. Do you do that for your girlfriend or your wife? I think if you're concerned about other people getting in the way and impressing her when they shouldn't, then you need to be the one that makes her feel like the thing she does is good and it's appreciated. It's always going to be appreciated at home with her husband. And so that's my thought for today. I've got a whole video, probably a live stream and a video. If I think of it, I think it's called 24 Ways to Prevent Your Filipina from Becoming Americanized. It's on live stream. You might not recognize me. I probably looked a little different when I did that video a few years ago. But it goes into all kinds of things that you can do to keep your Filipina from becoming westernized. And that's just one thing that I can think of now. Don't want her to change, then, what do they call that? Accentuate the positive. Keep telling her what she's doing well. And intuitively, she's probably not going to change. So leave a comment, subscribe here for more videos on love beyond the sea.